Joe Pug here on WNCW. And without further ado...
Yeah. Here's the tune. Here's the tune that you mentioned earlier. Sorry, I'm too old to play something out of tune. When the party starts on Monday and Christmas starts in June, when no one minds, I just arrived and I'll be leaving soon. If I return with eyes half open, don't ask me where I was. I do my father's drugs. When every revolution is sponsored by the state, there's no bravery in bayonets, in tearing down the gates. If you see me with a rifle, don't ask me what it's for. I fight my father's wars. When hunger strikes a fashion and freedom is routine, when all the streets in Cleveland are named for Martin Luther King, you will see me at the protest, but you'll notice that I drag. I burn my father's flag. So when the party starts on Monday and Christmas starts in June, when no one minds, I just arrived and I'll be leaving soon. If I return with eyes half open, don't ask me where I was. I do my father's drugs. I do my father's drugs.
That's Joe Pug here on WNCW. I wonder if you could tell us what was the genesis of that song?
Man, I wrote that song. I'm almost 40 now. I wrote that song when I was 21 years old, so almost 20 years ago. I wrote that song. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I was thinking about it the other day, and I wrote that song in the cultural space that was like right after the invasion of Iraq. You know what I mean? Like in 2000, that invasion was in 2003. I wrote this song like 2006. So I definitely had like some kind of feelings about that war that we were in at the time. And it was something about that. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but that was the cultural space that it was written in.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would have expected that as the inspiration. However, for all the times I've heard that song, it's funny how sometimes you end up, hearing a line that you hadn't heard before or don't remember hearing before, and you had a line there where when every revolution is sponsored by the state, it's like, oh gosh, how did that not jump out at me before as a powerful line? So that's one of the songs that's on this new revisit, A Nation of Heat Revisited, and this time all these really great bandmates that added just all these wonderful layers, and it really did sound very different, and yet it is the same song, and it's like, yeah, I bet this is how he maybe, would have dreamed it to be in the beginning before he was able to get all these folks in the studio.
Yeah.
So you heard it, all fully flushed out on this revisit. Did it change your kind of relationship or view on that song or the others on this reworking?
Well, these songs have always remained close to me over the last 15 years because, again, what I do for a living is I travel around and I basically play all the Gray Eagles of America, all the evening muses of America. And when I go to those clubs, principally the songs that people want to hear are on that original EP. So these songs have always remained close to me. For the first 10 years of being on the road, I was on the road for 150 or 200 dates a year. So I'd be playing those songs 150, 200 times a year. Now I got kids and I'm on the road less, but, I'm still playing them 40, 50, 60 times a year. So to say that this new album would have changed my relationship with him, it didn't in some way because these songs have been coworkers of mine in a weird way for the last 15 years. I wake up every day and I see him and I have coffee with him. Or I have a beer with him at night at the show, or what? I have a Sierra Nevada.
You could have
Pale ale
whatever.
with them.
Hey, whatever you want, man.
I'm just trying to
It's your
keep
business.
consistent here with the sponsorship. They've remained an integral part of my life. So even when I redid them like that, no, they've kind of remained stable for me in a strange way.
Cool. That's a neat way to describe your relationship with them.
Yeah.
So what's new on the horizon for the next project?
Well, I'm working on a new album. Hopefully it'll be out, not out, but at least on sale later this year. I like putting stuff up on Spotify, and people do listen to my stuff on Spotify, and I think it's fine, but I'm going to experiment this time with putting it out, and it's like, if you want to hear it at first, you can buy it, and if not, it'll be up in a couple months on Spotify, and so we'll see how that goes. We'll put it up for sale. We'll give it to the people who want to hear it, who want to pay for it at first, and then if people are skeptical at first and they want to wait to listen with their Spotify account, which I do all the time, by the way. I love Spotify as a consumer. Then we'll do that. But, we'll probably put the new album up for sale, hopefully later this year.
Well,
I got about half done.
Okay. That answers another question of, what do you think of this modern era of the streaming services and such? People have various opinions on them all. Spotify is all right in your book. Maybe some other ones?
I like it. They send me a check every month, and they have people discover my music through it. And it's the water that we swim in right now. So, and it is one part of a revenue stream for an independent musician.
Yeah.
Is it the only part? No. Are some people very salty that it's not the only part and they can't sit at home and just collect the Spotify checks? Yeah, they are. And that's their own prerogative. But for me, I am happy with the ability to get some revenue from Spotify, have them expose it to other people, and I don't mind jumping on I-85 and driving down to Atlanta for 12 hours in the pouring rain to go collect the rest of the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mind that. I'm fine with that. It's still, in the scheme of things, it is still a really easy job. So I don't mind that I can't just sit at home and punch Spotify checks. If I could, I would, but I can't. So, it's fine.
Yeah. And where's home for you?
I live in Maryland, right in between Baltimore and D.C., a place called Prince George's County, Maryland.
Okay. All right.